back to San Antonio Living. If a wedding is in your future, we have got some great trends that you definitely want to identify now so you can include them in your wedding. Joining us this morning is Bob Lowman. He's the publisher of the San Antonio Wedding Guide and also the producer of the Bridal Extravaganza show. Thank you for coming today.
My pleasure. Good morning.
So the Bridal Extravaganza coming to town very soon. What can people expect to see?
Well, at the Extravaganza, which is this coming Sunday from noon until 5 p.m. at the San Antonio Convention Center, we have over 200 exhibitors. It's like a huge mall of really everything that you need to plan your wedding, from the wedding gowns, tuxedos, caterers, photographers. And the good news is you really can go and shop and compare and actually buy that day. You know, it's such a big deal to plan an event like this. And when you're shopping and comparing, it's easy to get confused and forget what you saw the day before or last week. And boy, when you can shop and compare vendors right next to each other, it makes it a whole lot easier. And you can see great new ideas.
You really can. Let's talk about a couple of trends for weddings right now. And one of the new trends is like a high table.
Well, certainly cocktail hour is becoming back in vogue, very much so. And one of the neat things about this, it's hard to tell with the lights, but this is a lighted table.
Okay.
And so there's, with a little darker in here, we'd be able to see it.
Very
but there's
cool.
all kinds of great lighting
yeah.
options out there nowadays, whether it just be the uplights or the LED technology nowadays. We're able to put lights sometimes in the glasses themselves.
Very nice.
And it just creates a really neat mood for you. With the lighting, you can change the mood of your room.
And it seems like our chairs are getting dressed up, too.
Well, this particular chair's got a cap-lit top, so it's a little different. We'll show another one with a sash. And this actually has jewels. If you'll look at it up close, you actually have sparkly jewels. It makes it really nice.
This next setting over here, it's a little bit more my style. It's very fancy, and it's got a lot going on, a little frou-frou. I love the color, first of all. It's a beautiful color. What is important to note about trends with this table?
Well, these chargers here, this is silver one, gold. They come lots of different colors, okay? If you really want to make it a little bit more formal, then certainly the chargers certainly do that for you.
Okay.
Seeing a lot more, of course, colored linens. And then even the chairs here, you see, this is a shibari chair. It's a white one. In the past, they've always just been bamboo. So there's all kinds of new options. This is actually a synthetic chair. It's no longer made of just wood.
And look at this. It's, again, it's dressed up. It's got a little bit of fabric tied onto it that gives it a little bit more of a fancy feel, and it really coordinates everything
It's a little
together.
splash of color that you can add to it very nicely there.
Lighting on this table as well. I love that centerpiece.
Yeah, at nighttime it will glow. A lot of times on the larger tables there'll be even more of those, and when you light those, it just creates a beautiful ambiance for the room.
And you know, a lot of brides are watching their budget these days, and I would expect that something like this would be easier to set up than other centerpieces.
You know, something like this, when we see them on tables, runs about $35 with about 25 of the different candlescapes a lot of places. So yeah, it can be very cost effective to do compared to perhaps some large floral arrangements.
And when people are at the Bridal Extravaganza, they can shop around to different vendors to see what each vendor is offering. They can keep their list together and compare prices and things like that.
And there's all kinds of incentives usually that day to shop and buy with them that day. Every bride that attends gets $500 in bridal bucks to spend with participating exhibitors. So every bride can save at least $500 if nothing else on her wedding.
That's a pretty good deal. All right, so we've got the table settings together, but the centerpiece of the wedding is really the bride. And so we've got a couple of brides in-house today, and we're going to talk about trends when it comes to wedding dresses. What are people looking at these days with wedding dresses? What's the biggest trend?
You know, over the last number of years, it's gotten simpler in some of the styles, but now we seem to have turned the corner a little bit. We'll come back a little bit more brocade, again, some jewels on the gowns. The two we're going to show are actually celebrity imitation gowns, okay? And both of these are by David's Bridal. They're one of the shops that's going to be having the fashion show this particular Sunday.
This one's beautiful. It's a strapless gown, and it's very fitted around the waist, and then it's got the nice fluff at the bottom.
Yeah, the strapless gowns are really popular right now, and just a beautiful little bit of decor to it.
I love the back. Let's have you turn around, too, because that's almost the most important part of the dress. As you walk down the aisle, everybody's going to be looking at the back of the dress, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love the different tiers of the ruffles.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Let's bring in our next model, and she's got a strapless dress on as well, but this one's a little bit different. It's got sort of, with the detailing on the skirt's beautiful.
Yeah, it's got a little brocade applique on the side there. Again, it's got some ruffles, but with the layering, I suppose, rather than more of the ruffles there. But the textured look there.
It looks like a wedding cake. It's so gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And of course, it looks gorgeous from the back as well. And all of these dresses are from David's Bridal, like you mentioned.
That's correct,
And folks can see them out at the Bridal Extravaganza. Okay, tell me what else. We've got the table settings, we've got the floral arrangements, we've got fashion shows from bridal gowns. You have stuff for the rest of the wedding party too? I mean, everything?
We have stuff for the grooms, obviously, but there's, the caterers, the DJs, musicians, florists, photographers, really everything from A to Z that you need to plan the wedding. That's what makes it such a good event for everybody to come out to.
How important is it for someone who is planning a wedding to attend an event like this? Are they going to come out ahead from the other brides who don't?
If you're going to plan a wedding of any size, you have to go and shop and compare. I mean, if nothing else, about price or about just different ideas. When you've never done it, you just don't know what the possibilities are. And then it's a shame to miss out, whether it be because you can find something that saves you money or find something that is just the perfect thing for your wedding that you didn't know was out there.
Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing all these great ideas with us. And of course, you can see more at the Bridal Extravaganza. Let me give you the details. It is happening this Sunday from noon to 5 at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The Bridal Extravaganza show, along with the San Antonio Wedding Guide. If you need more information about the event, go to saweddings.com for more details.